Welcome, gardeneers, to another garden interview. I'm here today with Wynnm, where you get to know our artists better. So, tell me about yourself. I know you're from the US and you moved here 4 years ago, 5 years ago?
6 years ago.
6 years ago, nice. Did you have any culture shock by any chance? Or not at all?
Yeah, big time. But in a way that I think I was down to learn.
Yeah.
So even though it was like very shocking, it was still, very interesting and very like I wanted to know what the Dutch were about.
Yeah. What was your biggest culture shock, you'd say?
How much bread you eat here.
Yeah.
Or how much bread is available at any given moment.
Yeah. And is Wynnm your birth name or an artist name?
My name is Wynnm.
Wynnm, so yeah, birth name. Yeah, so you decided to stick to that.
Yeah. But it's funny that you say, I think you said woman.
Wynnm?
It's Wynnm, but I think you said woman, and the only other person that has ever called me woman was like when I was maybe 9. There was a family friend who had a son, and he was about 3, and he learned my name as woman. Okay. So imagine that you're growing up, and then you just have a 3-year-old running around screaming, "Woman, woman!" So I have. There's been a lot of the mispronunciation of my name in my life, but we set the record straight here.
Yes. Wynnm. Thank you. And does it have a specific origin? Because I've never heard this name before, so I'm just curious.
Yeah, it actually comes from a book.
Okay.
From Gulliver's Travels by Jonathan Swift. It's kind of he's a writer from the UK. It's like a classic, and the Wynnms are actually telepathic horses in the book. They're Gulliver travels to many lands, and one of them is the land of the horses, and they have kind of a special connection with nature. Mm-hmm. These horses, taking kind of care of the land and being patrons of nature.
Do you relate to that, to nature or horses, or not at all?
Yeah, I'm a big horse girl.
Yeah.
No. Well, growing up in Idaho, I think there was a lot of open spaces and farmland and horses, definitely. So I learned how to horseback ride when I was younger, but
okay.
And nature, I think for sure I'm very inspired by nature. Like any time that I feel like I'm having a rough time, the way to fix it is always go into nature.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. What are your musical influences with either lyrics or just composing?
Like other artists, or
other artists, and where do you find inspiration for your songs?
Yeah, I've been thinking about this recently, and I think the honest truth is folk music, like kind of the early indie folk. One of my favorites of all time, he's called Gregory Alan Isakov, and he has a farm in Colorado, and I just imagine this kind of life of music and touring and farming, kind of all put together in open spaces. And then I think when I was growing up in Idaho as like a little kind of scumbag teenager, and still to this day, my favorite artist is Lana Del Rey.
Yeah, she's great. Can't deny that.
Can't deny that, right?
Queen.
Yeah. When she wrote "This Is What Makes Us Girls," I think I had this special connection with my best friend. We were like, yes, let's go run around and drink cherry Coke and feel like bad girls.
Yeah. I feel that. Mm-hmm. If you could open up a show for any artist, who would it be?
In my current state, can't I just say Lana?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I think that's it.
Lana. Get her.
Hello.
And so, yeah, you've been living here 6 years, but you've always been into music, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that the music that you're making now would have been different if you hadn't moved to the Netherlands?
For sure. Yeah, for sure. I think the Netherlands like really influenced these electronic elements that you hear in my songs. And I actually started writing mostly when I moved here because there was an open mic in Amsterdam at a place called Café de Koe on the Marnixstraat. Shouts out to Café de Koe. And we would go there every week on a Tuesday. And you weren't allowed to play cover songs because the bar didn't like pay those royalties to the BMI ASCAP type of people. Mm-hmm. And so they just said like no covers whatsoever. So this was really such a good opportunity for me because I just started writing a lot and I had not done that before. So yeah, when I was actually in Café de Koe one evening, my friend was giving her EP release concert there. And afterward, they were going to have an open mic. And I took my beer into the toilet, sitting on the toilet. And I heard through the wall what I thought was my favorite singer-songwriter. Sometimes in Amsterdam, the people from Paradiso will go to Café de Koe to have beers after the show. And so in my mind, I was like, it's happening. He's here. And I bust out of the toilet and it was not him, but it was a friend of mine, Will Hutton. And he introduced me to the next morning to Mario Davidson, who produced my first EP.
Okay, great. Yeah.
So there's a lot to be said about being in the bars.
Yeah. So I guess that's a tip you could give to anyone starting into music. Just go to open mics and grab the opportunity and network. And
yeah, and it's networking, but for some reason I have a weird relationship with that word. I don't really like it so much. But it's like building a kind of a community. Yeah. And I will say that the music community that I have in the Netherlands is so generous. Yeah. Also, I feel
in the Netherlands it's really easy to get that community, especially since it's so small, as a country, but also how well connected all the cities are. So I think it's easier to then meet people through people and be like, oh, you know this person, and whereas I presume compared to the US, it must be a bit harder since it's so broad.
Well, I haven't tried my hand at the US music scene yet, and I'm coming for it. Yeah. I'm coming.
Do you see yourself moving back to the US soon, or are you happy here for now?
I think at some point I will try to do a cross ventilation situation where I'm somewhat in the States, somewhat here. But after being here for such a while, I find that it is such a part of me. Mm-hmm. The flatlands are so charming now that I don't know if I ever would want to let it go. So I think finding some way to incorporate both will be my dream.
Yeah, nice. Mm-hmm. I presume maybe you picked up on a bit of Dutch. What is your favorite word or favorite expression?
I really like how at the end of sentences people just say toch?
Toch? Yeah.
Toch? Like lekker techno, toch?
Yeah, what's that toch again? What does it mean?
Like right?
Right? Oh, yeah. Toch? Sweet. What is your favorite song to perform of your own and why?
We're gonna play it today actually.
Yeah.
It's a tune. It's like one of the newest tunes. It's called Horace the Child.
Back to the horses. Nice.
No. Oh, it's not horse. It's Horace.
Oh,
Horace.
Sorry.
That's my pronunciation. Yeah, Horace. And Horus is the Egyptian child god and he keeps secrets.
Okay.
He keeps all the secrets. And I thought that was a really interesting topic of entrusting a baby with secrets. And it's a song that really, it's 8 minutes long, and it traverses so many different lands.
Okay.
Kind of like my name. Kind of like Gulliver's Travels. I don't know.
Yeah.
Tying it all in there. But it's really meaningful to me. And it also has kind of broken out my musicianship in a way that I wasn't anticipating.
Mm-hmm.
I've been playing alone for many years, and I found musicians that I'm playing with today, my bandmates, and they all come from different music backgrounds, like jazz and punk and rock, and, well, we discussed at lunch that those were the only genres that exist. But they're hardcore boys, and I think learning kind of from them this greater, louder, expressive version of myself has been really beneficial for my writing.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
So I'm excited to play that for you guys.
Yeah, nice. What is your creative process like?
Recently, it's been I sit in the middle of my bed, and I put all these things in a circle around me that I think I will want for a few hours. I take a tiny puff of Mary Jane and I feel, and I see what that feels like. And normally it comes out that I write the lyrics first, and then some chords come, grab the guitar, sometimes have some other like shaker things, or maybe my laptop and maybe a book for some inspiration. Mm-hmm. But I've always found that like the creative process for me is a flood. It's like water. It feels like afterward that I've just bathed.
Yeah. I like the analogy.
Ocean.
It's nice.
Yeah. So it's always been flowy for me, and I always kind of feel in the times that I'm not writing that maybe there's something that's dried up.
Yeah.
Or something. So, and that's kind of a scary place, but I think like with all creative processes for everyone, it's like it will come back.
Yeah.
It's just a lull in the moment.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I can imagine you've already experienced like writer's block or something.
Yeah.
How did you overcome that? Because I can imagine it can be really frustrating if you want to get into writing but nothing's coming.
Yeah. So. I think when I was younger, I would get very frustrated and kind of question my own existence and think maybe I picked the wrong route for myself. But now I kind of have I have a strategy where I feel really aligned with going towards what feels good.
Yeah.
And I found that as I'm choosing life for myself, that the music always comes.
Yeah.
And it's a very strange lesson because you know when you're not choosing for yourself or something. Yeah. Like that's very clear for us as humans.
Yeah, I guess it could come back to the flow and ocean bit where sometimes the currents can get you somewhere else or something. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. And if you're an empathetic person, watch out.
What are your future projects looking like? Do you have any new releases coming up? New album, EP, single, merch?
Yeah. Okay, let's see. All of the above.
Nice.
We were working for the last 2 years on a new album. Mm-hmm. And it was...
When you say we, it's you and your band.
And the band and producer.
And producer, yeah. Okay.
It's a little team effort, and it's the biggest production that we've ever done. It's 8 tracks, and it's almost finished. It's been the stems have been in 3 studios with many talented ears upon them. So we're on the brink of releasing that, but we are kind of trying to decide whether we're going to be an independent release or if we're going to partner. And
do you have any partners in mind?
Yeah,
that you can disclose of?
Yeah, that's a bit. The negotiations are going well.
Okay, cool. Good to know. Good to know.
And well, I think it's always the feeling of mine that I just really want to get it out there.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think in the music world, as an artist, you feel maybe I feel like sometimes I'm impatient, and then there's these times when I really have to remind myself that the music happens when it happens, and also to not hold on to it for too long either, because then it gets stuck or something. So it's really like, again, the idea of like taking rocks out of the river. And I think with the next album, it's going to be a big flood, and I'm really excited to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah,
really,
exciting.
We're really proud of it.
Maybe have a release date that you could share with us, or like at least some months.
Yeah.
Ish.
Let's say you'll get a single for Christmas.
Ooh, okay. Nice, nice.
Because I feel like that's a good time to have a present.
Yeah, of course, yeah. So you're independent for now. Would you want to stay independent, or maybe sign with either an indie label or a bigger label? What would be your like goal for the future?
I am pretty ready for anything. I think when I'm working with people, I really want to feel like there is a personal connection there. And if that comes from a big label, or if that comes from an indie label, it's kind of always just about the right connection, you know?
Yeah, of course.
And I think I've selected like the people around me pretty carefully, and it's really, enabled my creativity to get this far in such a short amount of time. And I think that music, out of all of the places, definitely needs this like personal connection space.
Yeah,
so
of course, yeah.
Hit me up, Universal Music, if you're ready to have a heart connection.
What do you think you'd be doing now if it wasn't for music?
I think I'm a writer. I'm a writer, and I'd probably be off writing somewhere.
Do you think more writing novels, or like more journalism, or anything?
Yeah, I am interested. I studied actually cultural analysis at the UFA, and this kind of intersection of anthropology and cultural studies, and kind of seeing why humanity has gotten to where we've gotten based on the things we've produced. That really interested me. So I think I would love to be writing, in terms of the human experience, and this time it just happens to be for music. Yeah, through the lens of music. And actually now it's a given. Like, sorry, Mom, there's nothing else for me out there.
Do you remember? Oh, I can't talk. Do you remember what you wanted to be when you were a kid?
Yeah, actually. I found my kindergarten notebook when I was moving out of my childhood home, and it said, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And I said, "Artist."
Okay, yeah.
So I'm like, nailed it on the path.
True to your words, yeah.
True to the words. Or I think maybe it was marine biologist, but I feel like that was for everyone, right?
Yeah, either marine biologist or vet. Or,
Yeah.
Always around these sectors.
Animals.
Yeah. If you could give one word to describe yourself, what would it be? Yourself as an artist. Yeah, it's a hard one.
That's a hard one.
But I always enjoy asking that.
Sensitive.
Sensitive. Okay. That's a nice one.
Yeah.
I feel like it suits you, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm chugging beer in an afternoon. Come on, look at me. I'm not sensitive.
All right, let's go to the fast-paced questions.
All right.
What is your favorite season?
Whoa. Fall.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
City or countryside?
Countryside.
Cats? No, I already asked that. Sorry. Tea or
Dogs.
coffee?
Coffee.
Early bird or night owl?
Both.
Writing or singing?
Singing.
/ performing. Yeah.
Singing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's everything that I have for you today.
Nice.
Yes. Thank you, everyone,
Thanks
for
for the
watching. I hope you enjoyed this interview with Wynnm, and make sure to rewatch her show. And just a quick reminder that we are a non-profit. So if you'd like to help us with donations, you can do so. You can find it in the description below. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of our videos. Bye for now.
Bye. Thank you.